Greetings everybody and welcome to Madrid Ball. I hope you all are safe and sound. The Champions League final is just around the corner. Real Madrid are keeping their eye on the prestigious UCL trophy that they aspire to achieve for the 14th time in their history, and truly it's going to be a fascinating match this weekend. We already have players playing mind games, managers, former players have started predicting who would be the potential winner, but we would be covering all of that in the match preview video tomorrow. We will talk about the tactics, the potential key battles, all of that will be covered before the game, and today we will be discussing some transfer news related to our favorite club. We haven't exactly been related to a big name, but we are hearing that Madrid will focus more on signings after the UCL final, and that I think is the right approach at the moment. We've already been distracted by a snake in recent times, and right now we must keep our eyes set on the prize, and it's important that we keep all the problems of the world aside. And lastly, I also would be discussing my views on the Mbappe soap opera, which didn't end the way we wanted. So without further ado, let's get started. And starting with the news related to Aurelien Tchouameni, the Frenchman has garnered interest from many clubs around Europe with the splendid season he has had this year, but precisely speaking, in this transfer saga, Real Madrid, Liverpool and PSG have shown maximum interest in the youngster. It's also been widely reported that Monaco are asking for 80 million for the young superstar, and if we are to believe the reports of Marca, they say that Tchouameni does not desire to be a Monaco player anymore. He has informed the directors of the club and his teammates that a change of scenery is much needed, and he wants to play in a more promising competition, indicating the desire to play in La Liga or the Premier League. When coming to the situation that we currently have, Real Madrid are the club who want to land the Frenchman as the priority signing. Apparently Tchouameni has given the green light for his move to Madrid, but the two clubs are still negotiating the price for the midfielder. Real Madrid of course want to bring down the price as much as possible. 80 million does sound a bit excessive. Madrid have made an assessment of the value that Tchouameni holds, and in the next few days we will see them make more attempts to bring down the price. There's also been a small issue of taxation, which isn't necessarily a huge roadblock, but keeping the views of Monaco in mind, they know that Madrid have money after not getting the star attacker, and they would want to ask more from Madrid, but as we know, Mr. Florentino Perez is a shrewd businessman, and possibly he would be using all the tricks of negotiation to make the deal a favourable one for the Los Blancos. So let's see how the transfer saga progresses. What we do know is that Tchouameni is a signing which is very much necessary for Real Madrid. With Casemiro in his 30s and no longer having the pace that he once used to have, Tchouameni can come in and be an excellent replacement for Casemiro down the lane. The two players have similar qualities, both are excellent tacklers. If you watch Tchouameni's game, one can see he has the ability to make some excellent interceptions. He's energetic, he can easily operate in the pocket just ahead of the back four, and what's good to see is that Tchouameni from time to time also makes some progressive dribbles and some progressive passes. So certainly he is a player of huge potential. There's a reason why so many clubs are interested in the Frenchman, and will Tchouameni form a part of the future of Real Madrid? The next few days shall reveal that. And now if we talk about the traitor of the century, well, at least from Real Madrid's perspective, the Mbappe transfer saga has ended with Real Madrid feeling bitter about all the effort they put in to land the Frenchman at the Spanish capital. It was an absolute disgrace, a despicable act, and I'm sorry to say there's no other way of putting it. We had heard PSG are a club full of divas. With this saga, we can 100% confirm that, and I don't quite understand why some of the players have this tendency of being so dramatic. We saw that with Griezmann a few years ago. He had staged a documentary to turn down Barcelona to only join them a year later, but as we saw, Griezmann never won over the Camp Nou, and neither was he able to live up to his potential. In the same way, Mbappe was also orchestrating the soap opera. He was flirting with Real Madrid all year long. First he portrayed that he was caged by PSG, kept as a prisoner against his wishes. Then throughout the year he kept sending subtle hints to Real Madrid. He was releasing comic books, he was giving interviews that Real Madrid was his dream location, and after all the load of nonsense, when Real Madrid opened arms to accept him, he turned us down. He was toying with the club for such a long time. He made Madridistas dream only to crush them with his decision, and I don't know how to put it, it was immature behavior. He acted like a rich spoiled kid, and I'm pretty sure many of you share the same view. We as Madridistas, we have supported him for such a long time. For heaven's sake, this player was given a standing ovation by a section of Madridistas when he played at the Bernabeu this year, and after all of this, him coming up with this ultimate act of betrayal was not expected at all. I don't know about you, but certainly I have lost respect for Kylian for hurting the image of my club. club. There were so many ways in which he could have handled the situation. He made Real Madrid believe that they could count on him. Trusting his words, they didn't show any interest in the Haaland transfer. He even visited Madrid a week before to grab the attention of the newspapers. And tell you what, my friend, Mbappe knew exactly what he was doing. He was exactly aware of what impact his move was going to have. It only added more uncertainty in the entire saga, and definitely he has used Real Madrid as a leverage to get a better deal out of PSG. There can't be any other reason for such an immature way of handling the entire saga. And then, if that was not enough, he has the nerve to say that he would be Real Madrid's first supporter in the final. I don't think the PSG fans would be pleased to see their players support the club, which dumped them in an embarrassing way in the UCL yet again. And I'm sorry to say, Kylian, we don't need your support. In fact, as Will Smith would have said, keep Real Madrid's name out of your mouth. You have disrespected my club, you have come up with this embarrassing act, and you better be careful the Real Madrid bus doesn't stop very often for a player. You either bought it when you get a chance, or you may just end your career without getting a sniff of the Bernabeu grass. So those were my thoughts regarding the transfer Madridistas. It wasn't what we were expecting. We are entitled to feel bitter, but as we know, it's a world dominated by money where players are lacking passion for the game, and at the moment we can only hope that Madrid will use their funds in such a manner which would fulfill the requirements of the squad for the upcoming season. And that is all I have here. Do let me know what were your thoughts on the betrayal that Real Madrid had to endure, and what are your thoughts on Tchouameni right in the comments below. I'll see you soon. Till then, take care. Glory to Madrid, and as always, Hola Madrid.